Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a great week so far. Today, we are going to read Perfectly Norman. I love this story because I think it teaches us a really great message. So, as you listen today, think about what the author might be trying to teach you. Hope you enjoy it. Norman had always been normal, perfectly normal, until one day. He grew a pair of wings. Norman had imagined growing taller or growing a beard like his dad, but he had never imagined growing a pair of wings. Still, they were here now, so he decided to test them out right away. Soon, Norman was swooping around and generally having the most fun ever. But then he had to go in for dinner. You see, Norman had always been so normal, he didn't know how his parents would feel about his extraordinary wings. Dinner! As he went in, Norman covered himself in a great big coat. Oh, he's keeping the wings a secret. His parents didn't notice the wings, but they did notice that it was odd to be wearing a coat indoors. Bath time was problematic. So was bedtime. The coat was hot and uncomfortable. But Norman had decided that no one should see his wings, ever. The next day, Norman went to the park, but he was too hot to play any of his favorite games. And so it went on. Look at his face. How do you think he's feeling right now? Maybe lonely or upset? Long car journeys were unbearable. The swimming pool was dreadful, and that was nothing compared to his friend's birthday party. The only time that Norman could feel normal now was when it rained. Why do you think he feels normal when it's raining? One day, a boy tried to pull his coat off, and Norman had to run away, hot-faced, angry, and sad. He wished he'd never grown these stupid wings. Oh, boy. Then he saw some birds high up in the sky and remembered the joy of his first flight. It occurred to Norman that it was the coat that was making him miserable, not the wings. Why don't you take that scruffy old thing off? Suggested his mom and dad. Norman looked up at them hesitantly. His parents smiled and nodded. Norman smiled back. Then he threw off the coat and let his wonderful wings fan out. Man, how's Norman feeling now? He's feeling maybe relieved. He's feeling joyful, proud. Norman leapt into the air. Finally, he was free of that coat. He noticed a few other children wearing thick, heavy coats of their own. They looked up at Norman and around and at one another nervously. There was a moment's pause. And then, what do you think's going to happen? Whoosh! The sky was filled with flying people. Norman had never felt so happy. Was your prediction correct? He realized that there was no such thing as perfectly normal, but he was perfectly Norman, which was just as it should be. Think to yourself, what is the author trying to teach you in this story? I think the author did a great job teaching us that it's important to be ourselves. No matter if we look different than others, or we talk different from others, or we act different from others, we should still be proud to be ourselves. And I think that's what Norman learned through this lesson, and that's what the author wanted to teach us. I hope you enjoyed this read aloud. Have a great rest of your day. We miss you so much.